What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. Alright, so we're going to start this one off with an update from Rafael Brandao. After a very impressive third place finish at the Arnold, Ohio, we now have another show announcement from Rafael. He will officially be competing at the Arnold Classic South America. And this is a really good show for Rafael to come in and do. I mean, he's from Brazil, so you know it's relatively close. It's something where he can showcase the improvements that he's made very shortly after the Arnold, Ohio as well. And in only a 5-week period, I think that we can expect to see improvements from Rafael. He's done one show now with his newfound size with his coach Neil Hill, and I can almost guarantee that we will see a better version of Rafael Brandao. Now, where can Rafael actually improve? I mean, he had absolutely fantastic conditioning. Maybe he can be a little bit fuller, but you know, that's really it. He doesn't need to do anything else except basically duplicate the package that we saw at the Arnold, Ohio. And I would dare say that we'll see a new champion at that Arnold South America as of right now. Now, I haven't heard who else might be doing the Arnold South America at this point, but you know, Tony O'Burton has been spending some time down in Brazil. So that would be a battle that I would really enjoy to see. Tony O'Burton versus Rafael. Basically, you would have the two greatest aesthetic mass monsters in all of the open division right now going head to head to get that Olympia title. But I think the big takeaway here is that Rafael's year off really did pay off, you guys. He made substantial improvements, and this is someone that you could easily see get back into that top 10, if not do a little bit better. So we'll follow Rafael over the next 5 weeks and see if we may be able to see some improvements for ourselves. Alright, next up, we have an update here from Ramon Dino, and this is the first time that we're hearing directly from Ramon following his second place finish to Wesley Vissers. And it was an absolutely shocking finish, you guys. Nobody saw Wesley coming, but you know, everybody expected Ramon to more or less be at his best, because I mean, we haven't really seen anything less than that from Ramon until now. But nevertheless, Ramon breaks it all down here. Now, he mentions in this video that he actually took some time off in order to concentrate on his business and be with his wife, and I believe he's either expecting a child or he has a child already, which is very young. I'm not sure which. It was all translated from Portuguese. But the fact of the matter is, what he was expecting to be a period of time off ended up extending to a 2-month period where he was not in the gym. And I believe that was a period of time after the Olympia. I can't confirm this, it wasn't in the video, but I heard that Ramon actually only did a 6-week prep leading up to the Arnold. I mean, a 6-week prep, you guys, after not training for 2 months straight, is a recipe for absolute disaster. If this is indeed the case, he is lucky that he even got second place to begin with. Now, he also spoke about how he really wasn't confident going into this show, and look, I wouldn't be either if I, had that amount of time off and really only did a 6-week prep. No wonder he finished where he did. Because you guys, we know who didn't take 2 months off, and we know who did not do a 6-week prep leading into this competition. We know exactly who trained their asses off to come in and do exactly what they did at this Arnold. And that person is Wesley Vissers. Wesley trained with this with intensity. He trained for it with purpose. He did not miss a single beat. Not one meal, not one cardio session, nothing. And he had the proper mindset going into this, where Ramon obviously did not. He wasn't confident in his look. You could tell even being on stage. He wasn't holding his poses long enough. You could see it written all over his face, frankly, you guys. So that's what ended up happening with Ramon Dino. Now, with that being said, Ramon will be back, and we know, of course, that he can be better, and he will be better. This is definitely a learning experience for Ramon, and I guarantee he will not make these mistakes again. And if he does end up having a period of time where he's not training and can only do a 6-week prep or whatever it might be, I mean, first off, I hope that he pulls out of any show that he might dedicate to, and I hope Chris Aceto has the good sense to tell him, just don't do it. In the latest Heavy Muscle Radio, Chris actually said that Ramon had a, limited prep. And I mean, yeah, if by limited you mean 6 weeks, I would certainly call that limited. But like I said, Ramon is a better bodybuilder than what we saw here, and he will come back better. But you guys let me know about what Ramon had to say from your perspective. I mean, 2 months off, 6-week prep, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Alright, last up, I wanted to mention one of the more surprising parts of the weekend for me, which actually had nothing to do with any of the competitors on stage. Nick Walker actually came out and he handed out the 5th place award to James Hollingshead. And when Nick took the stage, I mean, the mass, the overwhelming mass that you could see of Nick, it was just, look, any reference that we can have of Nick Walker or any bodybuilder being on stage, whether it be a guest posing or even what we can kind of decipher from what we saw from Nick here. The size factor of Nick Walker, I mean, if he is not bigger now than he was the last time we saw him on stage, I would be very, very surprised. And the crowd went absolutely insane. It was quite a moment on stage. And this did bring up the question for me on how Nick would have done in this lineup. Would Nick Walker have defeated this version of Hadi Chupin? Or would Nick Walker have defeated this version of Samson Dauda? Now, I don't know if Nick would have defeated this version of Hadi Chupin, but I do think that Nick would have defeated this version of Samson. And that is a comparison that we will see again at the 2024 Olympia. We will see Nick standing next to Hadi, and we will see Nick standing next to Samson. And we know that Nick has made improvements. Now, how substantial have those improvements been? We'll find out at the New York Pro in about 12 weeks. But you guys let me know how you think Nick Walker would have done in this lineup, and if you do think that he would have defeated either Samson or Hadi. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.